Hey y'all, welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. We got several projects we're working on here today. So hang with me, we're gonna work on a few odd and different things. I'm working on several projects out here today. So while I'm out here fiddling around, one more project I'm going to throw in here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I done it, because it's not really going to pertain to any of the other videos I'm doing. I didn't want to do a whole video on it. Is we're going to European mount this deer head. Now y'all, I didn't really get good footage of this deer. This was a good deer. It was a small rack, but y'all look how heavy them horns was. So what I'm going to do is boil this, and I've got the jawbone. I'm going to boil it off. I turned the other one in because it was down on that WMA property. But I'm going to probably make a knife out of one of those. Now, I gave 2 of the jawbones I had last year that I put out in the ant bed and let the ants eat the meat off. But when you leave them out and let the meat rot off and stuff, the horns turn really white. I wanted to keep these horns dark. I'm going to probably do a European mount. However, I may wind up cutting them horns off and making rattles out of them. You never know. But I am going to go ahead and clean it up and get the meat off the skull for now. And I wanted to boil that jawbone and get it cleaned up. You boil that meat and it'll come all off of that bone. You got a good clean bone. So I'm going to do that while I'm out here. Now, what I've done to get this to this point is I started at the nose, cutting with my knife, and I just skinned that straight back. It's very easy. Skin it off, put it in a pot like this and boil it. It's very simple to do a European mount yourself. Y'all, I'm working on several projects. One being the knife that I'm going to give away. I haven't had time to work on this much. I'm making me some awls. I basically busted up some bones, and this one's going to be a awl that I can put through. And then I've got some needles I'm working on. I've got to fire up the forge and temper some things. I'm building a knife for somebody. They wanted one of those patch knives. And I'm going to do an Osage handle on it because I'm very limited. I couldn't really find my other cherry wood. I don't see the piece of wood or the piece of metal. I was going to make me an awl. Here's the piece of metal. Okay. I'm going to make me a wood handled awl with this nail. I've got to heat it up and temper that. So when I fire the forge up after a while, I've got to quench this knife. So I'm making a separate video, obviously, on this. But when I do that, I have worked on a tomahawk. Now, this is a railroad spike. Now it is a tomahawk. I don't know if I want to cut this off. I'm going to wait till I get it handled. I'm working on smoothing this all out. I'm doing it very slow, the hard way. But anyway, I'm just going to show you. Right now, main thing I'm doing is trying to put this knife together. Another thing I wanted to tell you is I have a neighbor down here that is a professional knife maker. His name is David Barrier. He's been making knives for a lot of years, professional quality, high quality knives. He can make about anything you can imagine, pocket knives, everything. I am not near about that good. However, I'm going to go down there at some point, take my video camera, and we're going to interview this man. We're going to look at some of his product. It is for sale. I don't know how we'll manage to do this. He came up here the other day, and I gave him 2 of the jawbones that I had cleaned up because he makes really nice knives. So we're going to up our game here on knife working, and I'm possibly going to make a few knives and attempt to sell them at some point after Christmas. Because I don't have time to do it with my pottery right now, but it would be a good something extra that I enjoy doing. outside of Christmas time. So that might be something in the future. However, I'm making this one because somebody really wanted it, and I agreed that, hey, yeah, I'll make you a knife. And I just wanted to make one anyway. So these are fairly simple to make. I make these out of a saw blade. Y'all have seen me. I've got videos on these like a patch knife. But now, if I start doing this to try to sell them and all, my price will have to go up some on from what I have done in the past on stuff for anybody that has ever bought a knife from me. Because there is a lot of work in it, and you got to lay other stuff down. If you're doing it as a hobby and just whenever you want to and you got a knife, well, it ain't too big a deal. But if you got to stop and make one for somebody to sell it, then you eating into your time of doing other things. So anyway, I've been shaved horse out here. This is going to be the tomahawk handle for that. But the reason this handle got started is I pulled this off with my draw knife, and I keep the shavings to start fires with. So this is just a piece of hickory that was eat up with the beetles, bugs, whatever was under there eating it, and so I'm going to wind up cutting it off, but I've still got to take a good bit down, so I'm doing that a little at a time to use the shavings building fires in my house. Obviously, we built a fire last night. I let it go out because in Mississippi, you can't just keep a fire going. It's t-shirt weather. It's probably 75 pushing 80 degrees today. I mean, it's crazy. Come out good right there. I'm setting the camera up right there because when I come out, I'm gonna go in my water barrel over here with it. All right, here we go. Okay. One more thing. We're going to do this nail. We're going to make our awl. Because we got a lot of leather working stuff coming up. And I need a good awl. I've got some bone awls, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't trust them. Now, I'm probably going to oil quench. I don't know. This is soft steel. I may water quench it to make it hard enough. Yeah, I'm gonna water quench it. Alright, you see that? It's orange. I'm letting it cool just a little bit. I don't need it too hard. Alright. Alright, that allows me now to kind of complete several projects that I got going on. I really tried to bite off too much at one time, if y'all know what I mean there. But now I'm gonna go back in the grinder with it. Oh yeah. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Yeah, we're good on that. We'll play with it and see. Let's check this yeah, right here. Oh yeah. That metal there though, that's really hard. I have been making knives out of this saw blade material for a long time, and I have had really good luck. They're thin, but you talking about some cutting little doubles now. And then this, this is that Gee Whiz spring. This is the knife that we're giving away. Oh, y'all hear that? All right, I'm happy with all of it. Got my awl. I did not film gluing these handles on. I didn't think about it, but I got my handles on this little Osage knife, and I hung it up there just so it wouldn't be laying on nothing and moving. 5-minute epoxy. It should be where I could take it out by now, probably. Just several projects going on right here today. Y'all, there's gonna be a pretty little knife though. Promise you. This coming out on that. You may already get the video on this. I don't know exactly when, I'm really trying to get that finished up. So anyway, y'all ain't never seen this little tomahawk. I ain't happy. I got the end really too small. I've got to get a wider chisel, and I just kind of stuck it together. But I did pin it with a nail, and it seems to work all right. It's staying on there, just for throwing, playing with. But right here, I have been sanding on this tomahawk handle. Just trying to lightly go over it. I want to wrap, because this is a drop down, this split just a little bit right here. I'm thinking about getting some rawhide and wrapping that, or buckskin or something. I'd rather wrap it with rawhide, but I don't have any anymore. I don't think. I may have a piece. I'll have to go do some digging in some of my old junk to see if I've still got a piece. May have to make us a rawhide. I'm trying to make buckskin, so we're probably gonna have to make rawhide. Rawhide's easy to make, but I've just been trying to turn everything into buckskin to make some stuff out of. But y'all, I'm digging this little tomahawk. It's got a long handle, which I like. I want, gives me reach. And what am I going to do with this? I don't really know. But it's got a cant to it. You can see how that's got a slight, which is okay with me. But if I was trying to sell that, but actually I don't think it. I think the whole thing is somewhat. But I would have to heat that up and straighten it if I was going to sell it. Y'all hear Roscoe? He's treeing a squirrel. We ought to go shoot it. We gotta fix this. So. We got somebody wanting a knife. We can't go shoot squirrels. Okay, I got my pins cut. Now I tapered. Oh, can't tell. Anyway, I taper them a little bit. It just makes life easier. I think I'm gonna. I done some sanding on it. Took it to the belt grinder. You know, we about got a knife. Still doing a little shaping on the handle. Okay, back to the original project. Y'all, you see all of that? I'm taking this thing right here, and as that boils, I'm just poking and raking and sometimes you got to watch these nose pieces will come off this, which is all right. A lot of people's real picky about every single bone, but I'm not. I already have busted this and taken the brain out before I ever started, because we are going to tan this deer's hide with his brain. So I busted it from the inside back here. And that's where I scooped the brain out from. So what we left with now is just all kind of meat, tissue. So I am really about through with this too. I have been boiling this all day, and I busted one tooth out when I was hacking on it. So I'm missing a tooth as well. But when you're trying to bust something up and get the brains out of it to tan the hide, you're not really that worried about. And there's some stuff still in there, but you just take you a coat hanger or a stick like this, whatever you can find, and rake and prod. And there's some cartilage here that needs to come out. I don't know. You can sometimes take a pair of pliers. I don't have any needle nose out here with me, but we'll try this. No, it's coming too much apart. Sometimes you can get a hold of that and it'll somewhat pull out. Look at there, we got a bunch of it out. And you can we about got through everything out that I need to get out. We'll leave him out for a day or two. And when you take your picture with your deer, don't do like I did. Hold him out like this and take your picture, and look how big that deer looks like that. And you always fold the ears back. That way it look, horns look. If you poke the ears straight out, the horns don't look as big. Y'all, this was a decent deer. Anyway, we've knocked out several projects. We got a tomahawk made. We've got a European skull mount did. Now, I may tape this up and paint this skull when it dries some. But anyway, it is done. Thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. We'll see you next time. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one.